is water on? Why is this water on?
Aquaman controls the water. Moses West creates water out of thin air. Join LMBLIG by donating to the Out of Thin Air Water Initiative to bring 2 Moses West water machines to Ghana.
There's Moses West. He created the water machines. Moses West rescued people from Flint, Michigan, and from Puerto Rico with fresh water out of thin air. Donate so we can get a machine that makes water out of thin air.
Hey, greetings, Akwaba, and welcome to Living My Best Life in Ghana. We have a great effort going on today. We are still raising money for our OTA water initiative, which will bring not 1, but 2 of the atmospheric water generation machines from U.S. to Africa, to Ghana. Okay, we are excited that this is happening. We're so excited. We know that this is for us, by us, and we should definitely be putting our best foot forward to make sure that we understand the importance of this machine. That's the purpose of this month. Is November is Water Awareness Month. We vow to make sure that our people understand the importance of water, how water crises are happening all around us, and not if, but when the situation happens, will we be ready? Will we be prepared? Will we be able to understand the importance for us as African people to support our own? Do we understand the importance of these machines that's generating water out of thin air? Do we understand how important it is for us to stick with our own kind, and support our own 1,000%, especially efforts of world and global changing efforts like this one with these machines? We're looking forward to these machines becoming a household name. We're looking forward to people talking about this machine all over the world that was created by a Brother Moses West. Go ahead and catch the current. My water all the way over there. Gonna go ahead and catch the current right now. I filled up again. Okay. Now, let me tell you something. If you were in Africa versus living in the States or somewhere else where you ride in a car all the time, you would see the benefits of drinking water and not having to use the restroom as often if you were out walking to your destination, walking 2 to 3 to 4 miles a day, sometimes more, by walking and getting to your destination and burning metabolism and hydrating your body properly, where that water goes to your extremities and also feeds into your blood vessels and tissues and muscles. You will see the benefit of doing so versus just drinking water to go and sit in front of a computer, to go to a job, you behind a cash register, or whatever type of job that you have that you're not using a lot of metabolism. You will see the difference. And it's up to us as African people to take charge of our lives, take control, for us to understand how important it is for the way that we live our lives as African people, and not living like chocolate covered pink people. Okay, we have to live our lives as African people the way we were before we were poisoned involuntarily And some of our people, unfortunately, voluntarily, still to this day, do not want to take upon them their own lives and control and understand the power that you have as African people. Okay, many things have been done to us, but no more will we accept people using and misusing us, you know, and diverting our energy and diverting our thinking to think that they're more important than we are to ourselves. No, no, no. We will no longer think like that. We are not sheeple people, okay? We are the best thing to ever touch this earth. We know so because we were the first people put on this earth millions of years ago. Now, the other people, they talk about 4,000, 6,000 years. Yeah, that's true for them. That's when they came and appeared. But us as African people, we have been here for some time, okay? And many years, and there's no way for anybody to become the majority when we've been here for millions of years. No matter what we've been through, we are here. We don't die. We multiply, okay? So thank everybody for being here. Much love to everybody that is here showing yourselves. Jackie C, Bliss B, Belanta Queen, Yaya Bay, Blind Guy, his wife in their life. All right, Ashe. Okay, much love to you. Felicia Brown is in the house. T Roy, what's up, bro? Salute to you, my brother. Much love to you. We love all of our sisters and brothers here. Woo wee, this a lot of water. Yeah, it is. Okay. And ooh, your body just goes on a frenzy. Okay. Experiencing so much water. Make sure y'all hit the like button, family. This is a great effort upon us to bring awareness. Water Awareness Month is November for LMBLIG. From now on we have got to understand the importance of water. We will be talking about water for the rest of our days because we understand that water is essential for life. And life is essential for water. They both go hand in hand. Hey, Justine, greetings, the savvy entrepreneur, Nani Maroon. It's here. Much is love. Akwaba Jumbo Nagadebo Oni. Hey, LMBLIG family, love and life future to all the chat. Much love to you, the savvy. All right, much love to Maul Kelly. Our roots say worldwide is here. Yes, walking and cycling. So hey, we have to burn energy to rejuvenate energy. And that's how we do it, by drinking our water and being very active. If you're not active, get active, okay? Don't let these folks tell you that you deserve to go lay down and lay on the couch every day and lay up and watch TV all day and not get any. No, don't do that. Get out and get active. Find something that you would love doing. Do it a lot. I love skating. I'm a skate queen. I love skating, and I'm looking forward to bringing a skate ring to Ghana and many other places. But that is my dream, to own a skating ring, and it's going to happen very soon. And I'm looking forward to it. So y'all buy your skates, okay? Order you some skates, because you'll have to have your own pair of skates until we as African can make our own skates on the continent. We will have to just use our personal skates. So go ahead and put that on the bucket list, because I promise you, there will be a place for you to skate when you come to Ghana. All right? Yes, greetings, Kamisha Rice Corner. Much love to everybody. Anja Africa is here. Yes, we ready for Elizabetti. Okay, our cousin is here. Elizabetti. We enjoy her channel. Y'all make sure y'all go and subscribe. Matter of fact, before I get her on here, we'll go ahead and make a ticker right quicker. A ticker right a quicker. Yes, to bring her so that you'll know to subscribe to her channel. Yes, we have a lot of great people that we support here at Living My Best Life in Ghana. And We love the work that we all are doing together, pooling together. Let me bring our sister Kui will be hosting this segment as well. And because I got to get ready, okay? Get ready for this stream, for this water test. What's up, Kui?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you doing today?
Doing good. I got our beautiful, lovely sister, LMBLIG's on behind stage, and I'm going to bring her on right now. Introducing to some, presenting to others. Our sister, Elizabetti. Make sure you go and watch her channel. Hey, Elizabetti.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
We are fine. How are you doing?
I am okay. I was having some technical difficulties, so if it goes out, I guess it's still going on. Anyway.
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave
all
you
the eliminated people.
and Kui going to go forward, and I'm gonna get myself together on this side.
Okay.
All right. So how's it going for you today, Elizabetti?
Fine. Yourself?
So far, really, really well. I've been drinking my water every hour on the hour. So you know that's the theme of the day. You already know what I'm going to ask.
I do have my water today.
Okay. Okay. I like your mug.
Having it for fuffle, but I'm ready.
Yes, I like your mug there. That's a good one to keep everything cooling. So I understand. Can you hear me okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. I understand that you're going to be talking to us today about some of the work that you do with your shoe company. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So this is going to be exciting because, you know, when I watch your channel, you interview other people, you're always promoting Mother Alkebulan. And, you know, this is a really important topic because if we're planning on getting out and walking when we get home, or, you know, riding in a trotro or a tuk-tuk or whatever we're riding in, at some point we got to get there. So what are we going to wear on our feet? So this is really timely. So I'm just excited to hear more about this, and you know, just give us some insight into what's happening. Just so you know, I'm sure you can see everybody in the chat is so excited. Elizabetti, hey Elizabetti, you know, people are.
I'm looking down now. I was directly looking at you, but I'm looking down now. So okay.
Yes, everybody is excited.
So for me personally, I am a shoeaholic.
Okay.
So that's actually how this whole concept came about. But what I was trying to do, because I personally love handmade items and of course handcrafted shoes. Most places that you go, you'll find that handmade shoes are very, very costly. Okay. So I wanted to come up with a way that women could have handmade shoes that didn't break the bank. Of course, giving some leisure options as well. Like slippers, things like that. So I began this journey, of course, trying to find handcrafters of shoes on Alkebulan. So during this whole process, I am looking for all these different vendors, and I don't know if you know anything about creating shoes, even if they're manufactured by machine. To get one sample is very costly. Depending on the company, one sample could run you anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000. And
so you're talking
for one sample,
US dollars.
Yes.
Because is that because of the economies of scale that one sample is going to be so much more expensive, or is that just
because it's a sample? They're not mass producing.
Right.
So that's how it goes. It's not like with clothing. It's different because it's a lot more that goes into creating a shoe. So anyway, I'm spending all of this money getting these samples, because just because you have a sample does not mean the shoe is what?
Good. Yeah, it's not. It might not even be good.
They could have sent you a shoe, even though it was you gave them the specifications. It doesn't mean that you're able to actually sell that shoe. So I went through sample after sample after sample. Okay. So I said, okay, what I have got to do is to hone in on, let's say, the craftsmanship and the type of shoe that they're actually good at, the different persons that I was trying to do business with. Excuse me.
No,
And
you're
so
fine.
I end up finding a company in Morocco and a company in Nigeria. And so those two I picked for certain shoes,
Right.
And so this pretty much is how the shoe company is called, the Nicknackery. Why? I love play on words. As a kid, you know, your grandparents or your parents would say, go get that knick-knack or that Dumaflachi or whatchamacallit. So
Right.
unique, funny name. And that's how it came about.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Because of course I only knew Elizabetti as your YouTube channel. I know how to find you, Elizabetti, that's your YouTube channel. But if you're saying that if I type in nicknackery.com or Nicknackery or something will come up regarding your shoe business.
If you type, I'll put it down here. I don't know if it'll let me. If you type
Put
in,
it into the comments because it'll show up in the comments and everyone will be able to see it there.
Okay.
Because when you say, go ahead. All right, while you're typing, I'm just going to say this. You know, you're a really fashionable person. We know that. Like your jewelry, your clothes, your glasses, you always come on, you know, really making sure that, and of course we never see your feet. So we would not have realized that, oh, she is stepping out, like literally, you know.
I got shoes on top of shoes here.
Right. And so the other thing though, you know, I think a really important part of what you're saying, this whole interview segment, is that people see fashionable people like yourself and they say, ooh, you know, they're well put together. They're so attractive. They're appealing in some way, but they don't always think about what's inside of you, because just because you're fashionable and you know how to put yourself together, it really takes a lot to even understand the business side of it and how to approach people, how to work with people, how to source things. So all of those things that you're saying, that business savviness, that's really a part of this whole agenda. Not everybody knows how to build a water machine. Not everybody knows what it takes behind the scenes to get it to where it's going. So this is where, you know, hey, if you can find a train that's moving in the right direction, we're willing to jump on. So with your business, this is something that we all can get behind because we all need shoes and we all need properly sourced shoes rather than paying a lot of money for poor quality. And you've already done that sort of research. So speak a little bit to, you know, your business name, how we can find it, because this is golden. I really appreciate this.
Okay, so I did put it in the chat. The website name is called Shop Knickknacks because I didn't want the URL to be very, very long. And again, the name came about because I like these colloquialisms that we use, such as Dumaflachi, whatchamacallit, stuff like that, that your elders or your parents who, if they're older, they would use, whatchamacallit. So that's actually how it came about. But just in terms of the business side, I've dabbled in several different things. Just because I am like a chameleon, I can do different things.
You know what? That's your Africanness. That's your, when you're African,
my personality.
You can be so many things. Yeah.
Right. You happen to mention, about clothing and things that I wear. What I try to do is truly to support Black-owned businesses. So this is really about Black-owned as well as Mr. Moses and his machine, because he is a Black man. So while doing that, protecting your intellectual property, visa, copywriting, trademarking, things like that. But everything that I have on today is included. This is actually a two-piece. This is a two-piece skirt set. And this is black owned. Actually, this is black owned as well.
Right.
So this is a part of my daily living. I live and breathe this. You know, I'm currently here in Dubai, so there's not a lot of. I don't really go to malls and stuff like that for shopping. For shopping for, let's say, personal clothes.
Right.
I don't really do it because they don't have a lot of stuff that I personally would like. I have an eclectic personality, so I like unique things.
Right.
So I don't want to look like everyone else. The more I stand out, the better. So, but just in terms of business, it is important that melanated people, whichever country they decide to move to, the businesses that they patronize, they need to be fully aware and to ask all of the questions to ensure that the businesses they are patronizing are going back to the continental Africans, the indigenous folks. Okay, that's important to strengthen their own. You know, economies basically they're wide and then they shrink down because you can shrink it down to a micro level. And how that person, let's say, who is, if it's a Gambian owned company, can actually use that to enhance his workforce and all of that stuff. So, you know, it's very important. But as an entrepreneur, just in general, I guess it's just something in me in that if you know, people always say, and PhuCha has said this early when she was talking about skating and her getting involved into bringing a skating rink, etc. Because that's something that she is good at and she enjoys that. I was saying in previous lives that previous videos of mine is that even your hobbies, what people don't realize is that your hobbies could actually be a source of income for you.
Absolutely.
In terms of a small business, as well as you're going to be helping the local economy.
Right.
So that's important as well. And we want to, I remember Dwight the mentor, the last time he was on, he was talking about what you pay folks, because he was talking about his bar and everything there in Sierra Leone. We want, as a folks coming from the diaspora, we know what it's like to be paid very low wages and not be appreciated for our work. So we don't want to do that on the continent. Everyone needs intrinsic reward inside, okay? And then the extrinsic will come out of them. Be it them being more diligent at work, you know, being more creative, just whatever it is, having a better home life with their families. So we want to do a better job in paying folks. If the monthly average salary for a Ghanaian, Gambian, no matter where you're going, if that is $50 a month, it's not going to break the bank for you to start off giving them double that.
Right.
Wouldn't kill, but I guarantee you'll find more loyalty in your workforce and all of that.
Yeah, that's the way it works. It just automatically, I just know for myself, the more I've been paid at a job, the better I did at that job. Like you're saying, it's just human nature. You know, when you have a return on your investment, you invest more, you invest better, you invest differently. So I want to ask you though, because people are saying they love your perspective, they absolutely agree with you. I want to ask you if you have some samples that you can bring over, you know, to the camera. Do you have any next to you? If you want to get up and grab a few things.
Oh Lord. Okay, so what I have here, when I went back home was the last time, I took a lot because I told you I have a lot of shoes here. So what I did have left are some flip flops. So that's what I can bring. I don't have the loafers or the sneakers, those at home. So give me 1
All
second.
right.
I'll be right
All
back.
right. I will
Okay.
count to 1 and then your time will be up. She said, give her 1 second, guys. Greetings to you, Annette Lewis. I'll take this 1 second to just say hello to everyone in the chat. Guys, this whole water initiative where we are doing the StreamAthon to bring awareness and to bring funds to the OTA Water Initiative. If you haven't donated yet, please Cash App OTA Water Initiative. If you missed the cash match challenge in the last couple of hours, then hey, you're not too late. You're just in time. We're here with Elizabetti. She's talking about a sustainable situation where she has contracted people on the continent of Mother Alkebulan. For those of you not familiar with that word for Mother Africa, that's Mother Alkebulan. That's one of the historical traditional words for it. If you have not heard, Elizabetti has a soundtrack where they're singing, hey, Mother Alkebulan. See, y'all, I told you I'm a backup singer. I told y'all I got this, and I will be way in the back, but don't get me started. All right, so she's back here with her shoes, showing that she's contracted people in different countries, specifically Morocco and Nigeria, to create shoes that we can walk in, feel good in, and they are producing them on the continent. So she's showing us a couple of samples of the sandals. Y'all know sandals are popular on the continent. I wear them every day here in the States. And just so you know, we want to know if you have size 10s. Somebody in the chat asked that.
It depends on the style. If you go into the website, sure, it depends on the styles. It tells you if they run narrow, or if they run wide. So it depends on their style. So I'm going to show you, this is actually a sample that I recently got because I was thinking, oh, I like this style because I like to have stuff like flip-flops. So this particular shoe here.
Oh, attractive.
This was handmade in Nigeria. So this is a different gentleman here. Mm-hmm. The problem I'm having with him, but it's a work in progress, but remember, it's samples, is that his sizes are off. So you may say you want an 8, and I think it's a 10. So we can't have that. It's a work in progress. It is a work in progress. Okay.
Can you show us, I know, right? Can you show us the sole of the shoe? Like, give us a slow.
Okay. Can you see?
And tell us about the products. Is this leather? Is it pleather?
Yes, all leather. This has EVA so that your feet don't get tired. This right, all leather. All leather.
Because what we want to know is what you're telling us now. Like, you know, when you just said this is created with this particular material so your feet don't get tired. Now, remember, when we go to places like here in the States, we got these cheap stores. We can go get shoes, Family Dollar, Dollar General, and the way their sizes run is small, medium, large, extra large. So you don't even have to be specific. Like PhuCha said earlier, you choose the sizes. It doesn't have to be to the U.S. standard. Just give the people what we want. We want something that our feet will not get tired. We want quality materials. And people in the chat are saying, these are beautiful. And they're saying that they wear a size 10 too. I'm not going to admit to be size 10, but I do wear a size 10 shoe as well.
They're very comfortable. It's just that I've done numerous samples with him, and I know that I'm going to have to actually get to Nigeria, because what happens when you manufacture shoes, they basically have molds. I think that his molds are a bit larger than even what they call European shoe sizes, because his molds are based off European sizes. And even when you use it's like a chart, they're still too large. So because I've done other samples with him, and he can never, I'm trying to, with my own size, I'm having issues with him getting even my size right. So anyway, okay, so I'm going to show you just some flip-flops that I have.
Yes, okay. and then explain when you tell us about this, definitely tell us again about the materials and about the comfort of them, because these are things that you are, as a business person, this is the research part that people aren't aware of that goes into it, but is what we as consumers appreciate. And so I'm going to add your website name into the chat from my phone device because I didn't see it there. So don't worry about that. You tell us about your product because that's what we want to know too.
Okay. So I'm going to show you these. Okay. These are called elephant veal. As you can see here, it says on there. Can you see?
Yeah.
Knick-knack.
Yeah, knick-knack.
So I love flip-flops. And as you know, on Alkebulon, you'll see a lot of people wearing flip-flops, but I want to be fashionable.
Yes.
So these are all elephants, one of the big size. Comfy. You can walk in these all day. So the problem that I was having personally with flip-flops was that even if I wore them all day, my feet would get tired. I'm like, oh man, okay, I can't. So these been tried, tested, and true. You can walk.
So here's the thing I want to say about flip-flops, because I wear sandals every day, but my sandals have a back on them, and so that way my feet don't get tired. Do you ever create, because like you're saying, I've had those flip-flops that the back, oh my goodness, my feet get tired because, you know, they're just cheap flip-flops, and even the more expensive ones I've purchased in the States.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Bless
Thank
you. The even the flip-flops in the States, they're not, my feet get tired. So you are really bringing the goods here. That's why we're asking.
So what happens is, so flip-flops and thickness and all of that matters. Okay, all of that matters, and what all they're putting inside to make the bottom of it as well. So this is another one here. Now I love zebras. This is a golden zebra print. I don't know if you can see that.
We can. That's lovely. That looks nice. Show us the bottom as well. You know, people want to see the side. They want to see the bottom.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And people are saying, you can tell Elizabetti loves shoes. She's stroking the shoes like it's a pet.
Listen, I'm telling you. Okay. I am telling you.
All leather.
Okay, and this is one. This was actually a popular seller that I actually brought back. This one, I'm trying to think. I think this is called the schoolhouse. Okay.
These are so attractive.
Oh wait.
We can see it.
Like
Keep
it has
in.
like
Back to school
stuff on there.
Yeah.
Drawings and let me see.
We got people in we can see it. Yes. And I see you have the Nicknackery company right there.
Yes. Oh, here.
That's so nice that you got. So let me ask you this, because you know we're raising money for this water fund. With these shoes, we can walk to get our water. We can and be comfortable in these shoes. We won't have any issue.
Yes, you can. Now also as I said, because comfort is important to me. Comfort is important to me. And so all of that went into this entire endeavor. So if you because I don't have them here. As I said, I took them home, but I have a pair of full grain leather athletic shoes. I have a pair of loafers on there. They're all leather. And on the side, it has red, black, and green across the stripes. Reminds you of the old-fashioned penny loafers.
Right. You know, those used to be favorites when I was a kid. And let me tell you, I went to Google homepage, google.com, and I put in shopknickknacks.com, and it came up so beautifully. So my last question for you, because I know we have to wrap it up soon, but your site is so lovely. It's user friendly. I mean, this is gorgeous. Who's behind this? Are these some of the shoes? I mean, is this some of your handiwork, or do you also have people on Mother Alkebulon helping with that part as well?
No, I have a designing book, so no, I designed that myself.
So when you
The
say
one
you
that you
designed
saw,
it,
yes, and then of course somebody put that into fruition. Now, if you see on there, like what you have, there's some like different shoe accessories. I also designed those that actually go onto your shoes, so you can kind of switch it up and things like that. There are some lioness heads. As you know, my astrological sign is that of a lioness.
ah,
You yes. So there's some shoestrings on there. Just little things that of course would cater to your shoe environment. I am also
right.
on WeBuyBlack.com, and I
Mm-hmm.
am also on thewomanisgod.com. So
So
you can find my
when we
stuff
go
all over.
on, so when we go on to WeBuyBlack.com, let's say for example, if I need my herbs, I go to WeBuyBlack.com/nappy by nature. But if I'm looking for you, it's WeBuyBlack.com/Nick
The
the
I think it's
Nicknackery.
Nicknackery Co. I'll have to. I think it's Nicknackery Co. Let me
Because
see.
finding each other, like I did not realize I could access you like this. Like, wait, I can go to your website, I can go to WeBuyBlack.com. So if
Yes,
we put in, you know, shopknickknacks.com,
yes,
shopknickknacks.com takes us directly
yes.
to that
And
site
that
that
is
we see.
trademark. I own the trademark to that. I own several trademarks to
So
that. So
okay, so we don't have
that's
enough
what I
time
own.
because wait,
Oh, go
no,
ahead.
stop. We don't have enough time because you're telling us about trademarks,
I'm
you're telling
sorry.
us about copyrights, you're telling us about shoes, you're telling us about business relationships. Oh my goodness, we need more
I'm
time with
sorry.
you. Can you
I'm
come back,
sorry.
Elizabetti? Can you come back?
Well,
We need
I know
you.
that PhuCha has a schedule, so it may not necessarily be today, but sure, I don't have a problem with talking about your intellectual property and all of that. Just a quick thing
Yes.
before I then get off, Laquita, is that I'll say this:
Okay.
you may not think that whatever you're trademarking or copywriting today is of any value, but who's to
Hmm.
say it won't be of any value 20 years from now? And
Right.
there you go. Okay.
Right.
So thank you guys for having me. I enjoyed the camaraderie and interview here with you. Be sure to drink your water. Okay. It's time for you to guzzle up.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Now,
And
I do
I am
not.
going to leave you.
Yeah, well, wait, before you go, let's
Oh,
just
okay.
make sure we repeat all the places that we can find you. Because again, I was just like, well, I guess I'll go to Elizabeth's YouTube channel and learn more about Mother Alkebulan. Now I can figure out how to walk when I get to Mother Alkebulan and how to do business and all of these things. So, like people in the chat, they're saying like, how do I find her website? So if we put in shopknickknacks.com, that's what I put into
Yes.
Google. It
I'll
just brought me right there. And
right.
then because we got people that are on the continent and Savvy Entrepreneur is on her way there. So
Correct.
the other one is WeBuyBlack.com/Nicknackery Co. Or if
It's
we probably,
yes.
okay.
And then, as I said, the other one was the Black Woman is God Stores as well. I'm on there as well.
So, okay, so look, before you go, let's start whispering because we're going to keep talking until PhuCha kicks us off because I got more questions,
Okay.
okay?
Yes, I whisper.
I'm whispering
Okay,
so
well
she
then
don't
I'll
hear
go.
me.
I'll quickly. You want to go to the website? You want me to go into quickly talking about trademark and copyright?
I want you to discuss trademarks and copyrights from the standpoint of, is this something that you need working with people on Mother Alkebulan, or is this something you need to keep other pirateers from stealing your intellectual property? Those colonizers that want to colonize your stuff. Is that what it's for?
Yes. So there is a thing, and you know this yourself. Even though you have these items to protect your intellectual property, things are replicated. Like this is why you have like what they call like knockoffs, these super soakers, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you may be onto something that no one thought about. So I'm going to use this website as an example. As I mentioned when you and I were first conversing, Laquita, I said I love old-fashioned names like what you call it,
Right.
knickknacks,
What's his face?
bric-a-brac. Okay.
Right.
So you may decide, oh man, I like that name. Okay, so you may have it in your head, and at some point you decide that you want to go into a lawn business. I'm just using it as an example. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so you may come up with a very unique, creative name for your lawn business. You're not copyrighting, trademarking a lawn business. You can't trademark that. But what you can trademark is that name. Mm. So when you begin to do all your things, let's say, be it these different social media platforms or just your URL for your website.
Right.
If you do that, no one will be able to use whatever that creative name was that you came up with. Mm. That's how it goes. Now, what happens is once you select that name, if you hire an attorney to do it for you, they will break down to you the different classes that name can be in, depending on what the business model is.
Right. And I've heard that. I've definitely heard that it's smart to get a lawyer. It's not wise to go about this process on your own. Well, for trademark.
I've done both. So it depends on, to me personally, mm-hmm. It depends on if you don't know the class of service. I'll give you an example. I had done a trademark previously on my own. I've had no problems with that trademark.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you, okay, so with this was different because I entered a new dynamic in terms of online selling. So under mm-hmm. that, they have multiple classes. I was not clear about which classes I need. So I said, I'm going to hire an attorney. They can work it out and do that. So yes, I hired me a sister down in Mississippi who is an IP attorney. Mm-hmm. And she did all the work for me. Yes, it is more costly. And the more, even if you do it on your own, the more classes you add, each class that you add for a trademark mm-hmm. is $225. So I'll give you an example. So let's say I'm like you were talking about my song. So let's say I want to use that for a podcast. Okay. I want to trademark the name and the type of podcast that name is going to be used for. There are several classes that could be under. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's up to you which classes you want that to be in. If you pick 2 or 3, if the standard fee just to even initiate it is $200, that's $200 plus mm-hmm. let's say the 2 classes. So that's $225, $225. That gives you what? $450 plus $200. Yeah. That's $650 for the mm-hmm. one trademark. Okay, so that's how
in those 2 classes.
Correct. In terms of copywriting for music that you write, etc., that's copywriting. Okay, mm-hmm. So and that of course is what it is vastly cheaper than trademarking. Trademarking is big business. But copywriting can be as well if you got something that people want to use for commercials, for jingles, anything like that. So it's best even if you have songs to go ahead and copyright that, because again, you never know at what point you are going to do what. That it is going to generate something for you. Now, you asked me the question, Laquita, is that good, let's say on the continent, versus being in the United States of America? So
that's what we want to know.
Yeah, it's twofold. It's twofold in that you may not, let's say this lawn business that you had, we talked about as an example. You may not be taking that business with you to the Gambia. But mm-hmm. That name, remember that name, that name is ever so creative. So even while you're there, if you want to relinquish rights to it, sure you can. But if you think that it could be something that could garner you money later, I would do it. I would do it.
So, you know,
because you still have people. An example would be, let's use Microsoft, for example. Microsoft has to have the right to do business in all of these countries legally, as well as holding on to their intellectual property.
Right.
Yes, they hire all of these international lawyers and stuff like that, but each country's laws and stuff is different. So how we copyright and trademark here, as you know, is different than how they do it, let's say, in the European Union, etc., in China. So it's still a protection measurement, Laquita, just to say, hey, I don't want, this name is creative. Maybe I didn't make thousands and thousands of dollars now, but who knows, by the time your girls are in their 30s, it could be worth a lot of money. Absolutely. Somebody may want that. I mean, I have a friend, I don't know if you recall the era when people were just buying domain names.
I remember that. Yep.
Domain names.
Yep.
And at first, they weren't making any money off of these names.
Right.
Now,
and you know,
they are things that she holds, they are worth a lot of money. She's had them for some time, but if she wanted to sell them, she could make some money off of it.
Absolutely.
So
you know, that's that's one of the reasons I was asking about that, because you know, when we had Sister Ya on this channel talking about repatriating to Africa, people like you that travel the world, you know that when you go to a country and you don't have citizenship, you can't be there illegally. You have to make sure you keep your residency up every so often. And a lot of times we will hear from people like you that will have a business and you will talk about networking with, you know, people on the continent, and people don't realize there's also legal things that you have to do no matter where you are in the world. Just because it's Mother Al-Kebilan does not mean there's not structure, does not mean there aren't things in place, you know, for us to do business the proper way. So that's another reason why we're asking about these things, because we love the idea that we can have this, like, shoes that are going to keep us comfortable, shoes that are going to allow us to walk around the continent from one of our own people, Elizabetti herself on the Nicknackery Co. If we just, you know, put in shop knickknacks, shopknickknacks.com, it takes us there. If we search on WeBuyBlack.com, the Nicknackery, it pops right up. I was able to find it on my cell phone while I was here. And you know, that's the sort of thing we need to know, though. It's fun to shop and it's fun to get good things for people, but it's also good to know, like you're saying, if this is something that we want to pursue for ourselves when we go home, how do we do it properly? You know?
Correct. And so again, you all may have an online presence in terms of a small business, and you never thought about that. But remember, if you think that your name is creative enough and that it can garner you something later, I would suggest you to go ahead and purchase the trademark.
Well,
you already have
another question.
You already have your evidence that you're using it right now. You already have the evidence. So yes, you can go there and sign it up. If you're only going to use one class, then hey, because even with trademarks, whether you're using it for commerce or if let's say you were just an orator or something, you still have to show evidence that you're using that mark. Okay, so you have to have documented evidence of that. Maybe you decide to make, if you start a YouTube channel, maybe you decide that you want that name of your YouTube channel to be trademarked. You can do that, and then if any creator was to use your name without your permission, voila.
Yeah, you can get your royalties. You
never know. They wouldn't be, you know, even now you do have stateside what they call fair use. However, they're not, if you don't want them using your mark. I mean, Coca-Cola doesn't allow us to just be sitting here using their mark in, you know, any kind of way, because they don't want the brand to be, you know, Laquita damaged. So it is,
So
just
those,
something to think about.
absolutely, those are really things to think about, because when people are watching the Streamathon, they see people like you come on. They see people like Moses West himself that created this water machine. They see hashtag OTA water or PayPal.me OTA water, but they don't think about the background stuff that is also going on, and that's the beauty of being able to work with each other. Some of us won't have to worry about those background things. Some of us don't have the bandwidth to manage those background things, but we can get with those things in other ways. The same way
Exactly.
everybody watching right now has a pair of shoes, or 5 or 3 or 50, and they support these companies that are making these shoes, and they aren't asking them, well, where do you source your products, or how is this made? They go, if they like the fashion, they buy it, they try it, and we're hoping that they're doing the research that you're doing. So it's so beautiful to really hear the backstory of how you're actually working with the people that are creating the shoes, that you're doing the research, that you are, really doing all the legwork involved, and you're giving us
Yes.
insight into how we can get that done as well.
And I'm going here because I wanted to say something really quick.
Absolutely.
Even if like somebody's on there, you may be wondering about some of these names. So some of the names that you'll see in there, they have references to some historical person or thing on Alkebulon.
Oh, so you mean, so let me ask you this. For example, when you say Timbo, like I see the Timbo flip-flops or the Amina slippers.
Yes. Queen
Can you
Amina, or
explain
even
this?
the Moreme, that's Nigerian, Queen Nandi, Zulu. Yeah, so yeah, all of these things, the names originated from somewhere from there.
Wow. Okay, so wait a minute.
I just wanted to say that Makita, yeah. So a lot of times too, I'll say really quickly here, and you may have heard this, I'm sure, in casual conversation, Laquita. I may use the word Makita, and they'll say, "Ooh, that's so ethnic, that's so black." Well, if you don't even know the history behind that name, why are you trying to be derogatory?
Right.
That is an ancient name from Alkebulon. They don't know who Makita is. She was a queen. But see, a lot of times people don't know this, and they just make these references without thinking.
So
yeah.
So let me ask you this. Now, everything that you're saying, because say for example, like Justine Ruth is saying her teenager is a swimmer. She needs flip flops. She's about to stunt on everybody when she gets these flip flops, from your site. So the nice thing is that now that Justine knows this, she can research the names of these things. I don't know if you have the history or the educational portion. I'm an educator, so I always look at those things in fascination.
Right. So, but that's I'm looking at that there. But yes. I mean, I had other kinds, but these are actually like my best sellers. The denim slipper and the leather one with the Eye of Horus and the Ankh on there. Those are made in Morocco. Like so. I actually, you know what?
And they're affordable too.
I'll put a coupon code in there, but you have to give me a few minutes when I get off here because I gotta get on Zoom here at 9.
Yep.
I'll put a coupon code in there. You can use hashtag LMBLIG, and we'll let you get 15% off. See how?
Hey. So when you say hashtag LMBLIG, LMBIG, for living my best life in Ghana, that's the coupon code.
Yes. If they do that.
Wait a minute. So
yeah.
So no, wait a second, because that other 15% that they're saving, shouldn't they hashtag that to OTA water?
They can. Sure, they can. Good
You know,
idea.
that way.
Hey, see, this great minds together. You see, I wasn't even. But yes,
Absolutely.
Laquita, they can. That is a fabulous idea. But yes,
This
okay, that's a good idea. So if you all do buy whatever your 15%, we can move that over to LMBLIG
hashtag
for
OTA water.
yes.
Yep. Because LMBLIG hooked them up. They're going to get a great pair of shoes
Yes,
made
so
by brothers
it's
and
not on the
sisters.
site yet. I have to get off of here and go and add it. But
It's
that's what
fine.
we can do.
It's, you know
I'm just
what?
saying
It's
because
fine.
I saw Justine down
Yeah,
in here.
she's showing people, get ready for the code. This is the code so they don't forget. But it's fine. Whenever you have time to put it in, we will either buy it at full price and you'll get everything, or we'll still give 15% to Live because we need these
Yes,
water machines.
ma'am.
We need these
Yes,
water
ma'am.
machines. So last question, final question. I know you have to go. If people
Yes.
want to contact you for business opportunities so that maybe they're interested, I don't know if you take commissions or if you take business questions, but if people want to say, if we have someone on the live or they know someone that has a business and they say, wait, we make shoes, can we hook you up with our brother over here? Or we have something else. Are you open to business inquiries and business
I am.
partnerships?
And I will put the link down in there is the email address down there. Do you see it, Laquita?
Let me see it. Yep, I see it right
Okay.
here. Oh no, I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm sorry.
It says
Oh
hello.
yeah,
It's
hello
hello at
at
shopknicknacks.com.
shopknicknacks.com. Okay, that's how we get business inquiries right there. This has been beautiful, Elizabetti. You are just amazing. And so, I mean, our
I'm
roots are
humble.
worldwide.
I'm humble. I'm just myself.
No, no, you're not. No, you're not. Because I watch you. I seen your live streams when you were over there talking trash, telling what's his name. You
Lance
said,
Skirt.
look, Lance Curb. You said y'all ain't ready for this. So look. So let me
That's
tell
who I
you,
am
I
for
appreciate.
real. I'm over here being nice. I'm over here being nice.
Right.
I told you my astrological sign is a lioness.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Let me tell you, so we appreciate your humbleness today and your just pouring out and sharing with us. This has been so wonderful and we've learned so much more about you. We appreciate and respect you that much more and we can't wait to see you on the continent. Take care.
See you guys later. Thank
It's
you
a
so much,
bit.
Laquita.
Hey, my love.
Okay.
Great too. I can't wait to get my Elizabetti flip flops, baby. Bye. I love them. I'm glad I can support Black. I can give me some Elizabetti flip flops. Okay. Those things nice. I love the website, everything. That was beautiful. Thank you, Quick, for hosting that part of the segment.
Oh,
Appreciate you so
sure.
much. Thank you. And we'll see you back in just a moment because you won't be
Yes.
gone long.
Nope, and I'm going to get my water. We're almost at the top of the hour. So everybody watching, get your cup of water. You know, every top of the hour, we drink a glass of water. We're staying on it. So I'll see you guys in a little bit as well with my, hey, go ahead on. You ready? Okay. See you guys next time.
All right. All right, everybody. We're almost at the top of the 11 o'clock hour. We've been going since 6 o'clock a.m. And boy, this water don't play. I'm feeling great and moisturized on the inside and now. Thank y'all for joining us. I hope you're having a beautiful African day today. Many of us are experiencing rain today. Okay, a lot of it, and some too much, if you ask some of us. But just glad that we have this time together where we can learn from each other. We can receive whatever I just do. This is some good water from an alkaline water machine. We have a sister coming real soon. I'm thinking that she will join us very, very soon. But anyway, I'm just happy that many of us have made our way to the continent. Many of us are headed there soon, and many of us are looking forward to being there soon. This is a great time for African people. Let's relish the time, seize the time, and get ready for a beautiful life as African people living on the continent. And for those that cannot go home right now, make the best of your African life wherever you are. Okay, prepare yourself, be well prepared, be very proactive in your life, and get ready for a life that you can sustain yourself very, very well, and making sure that things are moving in your direction the way you have them to. We're just happy to have ourselves available and loved and feeling the best of life. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and drink a little of this water. Make sure you're catching the current. All right. Elizabetti was so gracious to give us a coupon code for her flip flops. I'm going to be ordering mine soon as I can. Get off once I get off this live today, to give me a pair of those. I love flip flops, and I can't wait to get me some of these flip flops. I meant to tell Elizabetti, if you're still here, try going on GGJIJI.com. A lot of our people on the continent or in Ghana, they use GG to receive a lot of their goods as well on the continent. Going ahead and bring my sister right quick. She's a great sister to me. We've been sisters a long time. And her children are my godchildren. I love them, and I'm looking forward to spending this time and sharing her with you all. Her name is Jianfua. She's Ghanaian, and she's living abroad, and she has her story to tell as well. Give it up for my sister, introducing to some, presenting to others. Oh, wait just a minute. Where my babies at? She is the maker of these dolls, okay? And I have like 6 or 7 of them. And I love these dolls ever since she gave my children play with my grandchildren play with them. I have some here and I have some at the shop. But she is the maker of these dolls. She's a dynamic person. She's a beautiful artist, but she also has a lot of things that she's doing. But this is my sister. Give it up for her. Jianfua.
Hey, sis.
Hey!
Hey. Oh, I'm sorry for the tardiness. You know, these time zones are out here tripping us up. I thought it was
Yeah.
Central Time. So I was like, oh, I have a whole nother hour. Come in my room, check my phone. I'm like, oh, I got to be on now.
Yeah. It's all good. We'll make the best out of any situation here.
Definitely. Absolutely. That's what we do best.
Yes, look, I got your artwork with me, my beautiful children. And I'm so happy that you are here, because everybody needs to know about my sister Jianfua. What are you doing, and how's everything where you are?
Everything is everything. Everything is okay. You know, we're doing what we do best. You know, I'm in Chicago now, and so things have been very eventful over the past several months. You know, it's an interesting time to be back in the States. I got back last year after a 3-year stint in Ghana, and yeah, it's been so eventful since then. I mean, who would have known this year would have turned out as it did?
Okay.
You know, yeah,
it's
for
true.
better and worse, I will say. You know, yeah,
Yeah.
there's surely a silver lining. You know, so many people going back home, so many people with increased interest in the motherland. It's really exciting.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you said that. So how do you feel about diasporans? You are a continental African sister living abroad. What do you think about this big movement and exodus of so many diasporans from all over the world repatriating back to our homeland?
I love it. I love it. I mean, for me, I'm a continental, but I think I always kind of identify as a Ghanaian American quite intentionally, because I was actually born in the U.S. and then I went back when I was really young, and then also went back in my adult life, got married there, had kids there, all that kind of stuff. So even though I spent a very significant amount of time in Ghana, I still see how my life and my upbringing isn't necessarily typical of a Ghanaian's a Ghanaian who's on the continent, who's born and raised on the continent. Um, and so I guess for me, this is just really exciting. I think being a part of the diasporan community in Ghana, um, to me, I think I felt like this moment was kind of inevitable, to be honest. Even think about some years ago when we were back home, people would always come. There'd always be new people introduced into the
Yes.
community, and new energy, new opportunities for networking, for friendship, for love, for, all of that stuff. So yeah, this is just a continuation of that. And, like Black folks been moving forever. So in as much as this seems to be a new phenomenon, this is not a new phenomenon. And even if we're thinking about Black people in America, Africans of America have been moving wherever they can find some freedom forever,
Okay.
So
You sure right.
yeah, so I mean, I think this is a great time. It's a really great time. I think people's eyes are opening, and people are really starting to kind of tap into their own agency. So I'm excited. It's interesting to be seeing all of this from this end, though, because
Yeah.
last year was the year of return. And so I feel like as soon as I left, the party started, but I'm equally as content as I was there being here right now, because it's temporary. And I think part of the journey of repatriation is really about being honest with yourself about your own needs and where you are. I know, just as in any long-term relationship, there are going to be ups and downs. So my relationship with Ghana is beautiful, but it's equally complicated, so I know I needed a little bit of time away to kind of regroup. And so I'm grateful for that. But I'm so excited to see so many people discovering the beauty and the magnificence of Ghana.
So do you find yourself in a lot more conversations about Africa and about Ghana now?
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember when we were the only ones.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I love it. And I will say this, I find myself in more conversations among African diasporans generally, but then also Ghanaian diasporans. So children of Ghanaian immigrants in the US, some of my play cousins and and people I grew up with who, never really had a particular interest in living in Ghana. They're now starting to kind of wake up and, send me messages, ask me questions. How is childbirth there? How is this there? How do you navigate that or this? So yeah, like I said, it's just so exciting.
And that was another great point that you just brought up about even Ghanaians having the questions about Ghana. They have been away from home for so long, or they have never been there because they were born in America to Ghanaian family members, and just the whole. Our story is so wide, right? It's just a big, wide range of stories that entail African people, and it's good that now we have these avenues and we have the people, because you're a great teacher and a great person to learn from. Can you speak to us in Tree? Because I love the way you speak in Tree. Could you speak to us in Tree and give us
My
the
heavily
translation?
accented P. Okay. Miano Michiamo, yɛfrɛ me Abena Jianfua. Yɛwɔ wɔ aburokyire ne nso meyɛ Ghanani, meyɛ Asantini ba. So hey folks, I'm Abena Jianfua. I was born in the US, but I'm an Asante person. I'm a child of the Asante. And yeah.
That's beautiful. I love your Tree. I feel like I can learn Tree when I'm around our sister Jianfua. She teaches me so well. I feel like I'm gonna know Tree overnight when I'm around her because she speaks it so well, and it makes
And I
me
know
feel
how it
like I
feels
can
to
speak
have
it.
to learn, you know, because
Right.
I've been in that situation where I think you kind of know my story. You know, me and one of my brothers were sent to Ghana when we were really little. And that was very interesting. To be honest, at the time, we didn't appreciate the experience, you know. As a child, I think it was a little, how would I put it? I think it was difficult for us, you know. I think it kind of pushed us to, you know, 20 hindsight is 2020. So I don't know that I was particularly reflective as an 8 or 10-year-old child, but it really kind of pushed us to really question ourselves in a way that we never had to. I know even for me, because even though I grew up mostly in Connecticut, but we had a really booming Ghanaian community, you know. So we have the what do you call the Asante Mai Association, and I remember back in the day that was one of the few groups, you know, Ghanaian groups that were there. So, you know, I grew up going to all the Ghanaian funerals and outdoorings and weddings and dancing at funerals because my mother was the head of a dance troupe. So, you know, I grew up really kind of enveloped in Ghanaian culture, you know. So I think moving to Ghana as a child was kind of, it
It
was
was
difficult.
challenging.
It was challenging, you know, and I think the part of it that was challenging beyond, you know, everything being new and being a child and not having access to certain conveniences. Because I remember back in the day, TV wasn't all day. Okay.
No.
It was like there was like, I don't remember if there were even 3 channels back in the day in the 90s. I don't even remember, but there were no more than 3 channels, right? And they went off at a certain time, right? And then, you know, dealing with the electricity thing and all of that stuff for a child that was used to having access to those kind of conveniences 24/7, it was very different. And then I think
I remember when we first came to Ghana, when we first came in '06, that a TV went off at a certain hour. There was no smartphones. You had to go to the internet cafe to get online. I showed them my Magic Jack and my phone that I used to carry around with me to talk to relatives and friends when I would be staying in Ghana when my children were there, all of the whole 9 yards. So we have really witnessed a change, you know, since the very beginning. I'm just proud that I got a chance to see it in that matter. Just like when we were very young, we experienced here in America where TV went off at a certain time. You didn't have access to phones. Yeah, we didn't have access to cell phones. We had house phones in the house where you had to plug your phone in the house. It
no
was no
caller
such
ID.
thing, no call ID,
You had to actually
no
pick up
such
the
thing as
phone.
cable. Right. We had
Right.
like 5 channels that you had access to. And when it was time to go to bed, them channels went off. And I
Mm-hmm.
got a chance to see that in Ghana, and that was very
Right.
restoring. It was very refreshing to experience that all over again, and I don't take any of it for granted. It was a very great experience.
Yeah, I remember those communication centers where you know, because we didn't have cell phones, so you had to go to the communication center to call folks long
Yep.
distance and get those cards. Oh gosh, yeah,
Yes.
those memories. Yeah, but I know for me, like one of the challenges I would say was that, you know, well, I'm sure you've spoken to a lot of other people who've had that experience of, you know, being African, being a continental African here in the Americas, like as a young child, and you know, kids picking on you and this and that, whatever and whatever. I didn't quite have that experience so much, although, well, I will say that experience wasn't one that I remember negatively so much, because, like, for me, because I was so enveloped in Ghanaian culture, and you know, there was no one who couldn't tell me my culture wasn't lit. You know what I mean? Like, there
Right.
was no one who could tell me my culture was lit, rather. So for me, it was, I had a really, really great sense of ethnic pride, you know. And so some of those comments and things of that stuff never really impacted me. You know, I feel like my culture was really a protective factor. However, when I went to Ghana, having a really strong sense of a Ghanaian identity, I was met with the reality that, like, you're a Ghanaian-esque, you know, like you are a hyphenated Ghanaian, right? Although, of course, you know, my primary school peers didn't have that language at the time. But there was a very clear understanding that was like that I was Ghanaian, but not Ghanaian in that way. You know what I mean? So I think for me, it was the first time that I had ever had my identity questioned in any way. You know,
Right.
even though I was born here because of my name and everything, and also I think my dark skin and all of that stuff, I was very much always kind of assumed to be like marked as a child of an immigrant, right?
Right.
You know, so I think that was interesting, kind of going to Ghana and then realizing how much I didn't know, you know, learning tree and trying to get accustomed to how things were there. But overall, I am so grateful for that foundation now, you know.
So
Um,
how long has it been since you've been in Ghana, and how long have you lived there before you came back to the States?
okay, well, in I've been living in Ghana. Now I'm in Chicago, but I came back last year and after, like I said, a 3-year stint, but I've really been living there on and off for the past 10 years now. Yikes.
Okay.
I had never really thought about it, but for the past 10 years. In 2010, I believe, I went there um, after, oh gosh, I haven't really thought about this too much. I went there towards in the middle of 2010, and I think you know, I was done with college and all that stuff, and you know, the job market was a little funny here, and I really thought I would move back, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't really sure if I would be there permanently. So what I did was I, you know, took a job there, which was great, you know, and it really cemented my, I guess, my desire to live in Ghana, right? And so I took a job there, but then I discovered that, you know, I figured, at least at the time, I figured that um, I probably wanted to come back for a little bit more education, you know? So I came back, and then that was kind of the beginning of my kind of splitting my time, you know,
Right.
because I would work on research there. Even now, I'm working on a research project there. Um, And so, yeah, ever since then, I've just been back and forth, just spending some months here in the States and some months there. So, yeah. Before 2010, though, I spent some time in college there, also doing research and working.
Which college?
Well, I was at the University of Connecticut, but
Okay.
I got some funding, and I was in this honors program that allowed me a lot of autonomy. So I was able to just say, hey, you know what? I have grant money. I'm going back home, and I'm going to just kind of do my own thing. So I went, did some work at the Buduburam refugee camp outside of Kaswa, and also did some work with a human rights organization, like a women's human rights organization. And
Did
yeah.
you say the Liberia refugee camp?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember that place. I've been there several times. They used to grow collard greens
Right.
when we lived in Cape Coast. So we used to stop there on the way when we would leave Accra, and we would stop by the Liberian refugee camp and buy and go into the market and buy greens. Especially we were going there for the collard greens because I love variety of green vegetables when I'm where that's how I eat. So we would have to seek out as many ways that we could find. And Uncle Titi, God rest, bless his soul, we miss him so much. He would take us there. Anytime we asked, he would always take us there, and we would get as many greens as we could for what you would pay for like three US dollars. We would get a whole bag of greens, like a garbage bag of greens, and we would enjoy those greens wholeheartedly. I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because people need to know that there are other ways, different ways that we support our own through no matter what, even though it was a camp for misplaced Liberian people, but they were also growing, producing, and in the market. They were in the market. So that was
They had
something I wanted to
all
add.
kinds of stuff there. I mean, it's a town. It's a town. I don't even think of it as, I mean, the more and more I spent time there, I just wouldn't even think about it as a refugee camp per se.
Right.
There's a whole generation of people who were born there, you know,
Right.
because the conflicts in Liberia were quite a while ago. So there's a whole generation of folks born there. It's really interesting. It's really, really interesting. Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome that you mentioned that, because you know some things it be you forget about, or you don't even hit your mind until you know you hold conversation. That's why I love talking and holding conversations with my sisters and brothers, and us building and talking and stuff, because you're able to reach down on the inside and bring stuff out that you normally wouldn't do if you was just talking by yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of this I hadn't even thought about, you know, like, yeah, because even when you told me about this, you're like, oh, I'm going to interview. I'm like, what about? But, I realized like so many of, I won't say my formative years were in Ghana, but I've experienced so many rites of passage in Ghana informally, you know, just spending a great deal of my adult life there, you know, and making family there and things of that nature. You know, both my kids were born there, and yeah.
That's awesome.
So thank you for this.
Yeah, thank you too. This is a very enlightening experience. We've been interviewing a lot of our continental brothers and sisters that live abroad, and finding, hearing everyone's story, how they're adapting, and how they had to maneuver in between. It's good to hear that you're a continental sister that lives back and forth like us. We are American-born Africans, and we live back and forth, and have the luxury. Some people don't. I take advantage of all of my freedoms to be able to be so mobile and to say at any time that, hey, I'm going to disconnect from the system. I'm going to get lost in Africa and get some freedom and some peace and some rejuvenation and all of that stuff.
Mhm.
How does that feel to be able to say whenever you get ready, oh, I think I'm going to go back to Ghana for a couple of months or something like that?
It feels good, and I think in this time it really feels necessary. I think it's now. Before it was just kind of, I guess before, it's so interesting. It's interesting that I'm even here because I didn't envision myself being here in the States at this time. However, I will say that it is a beautiful thing to have that kind of mobility. And, I urge people to start building, and I don't mean that, I mean that metaphorically.
Right, right.
And, and
Take
physically
advantage.
building if you can, but
Yeah.
taking advantage of the rest of the world. There's so much of the world to see, and there's so many places where we can find whatever freedom it is we're looking for, and even for me, I love Ghana, but I don't know that that's where I'll end up because I've been to other African countries and I felt that same sense of kinship, of oneness, of, of magnificence. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
that African spirit. I felt that in other countries also. So for
So
me,
what are some of the other countries you've been to? Because I didn't even know that you had gone to other countries.
okay. Well, okay. On the continent, I've the countries that surround Ghana. So Cote d'Ivoire, um, Burkina Faso, Togo, Benin, Nigeria, Mali, uh, South Africa, Swaziland, Mozambique, Rwanda, Uganda, Congo, and Burundi. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So, and where have you been outside of the continent? Have you been anywhere else?
Yes. I've been to St. Martin, Guatemala. Actually, Guatemala, I'm gonna put it on the honorary African list because, and
Really?
not all of Guatemala, but there's this one town called Livingston. Now, the story of Livingston is a beautiful one. So, and we may have some historians in live, so feel free to correct me. I'm not a historian, but there was a shipwreck and of enslaved African people, and I guess the British thought, like, you know what, let's let them folks go because they're just going to die. There's nothing out here in this wilderness but, cassava and all that. And cassava's poisonous because it's got arsenic, so whatever. But little did they know that we were some cassava eating fools, right? So we were really thriving, right? And from this shipwreck, the enslaved Africans who were on the ship essentially intermarried with the local Amerindian community there, and they formed the Garifuna community. I'm sure you're familiar with the Garifunas. They're in Belize,
Yeah.
Honduras, by the Caribbean Sea, right? And so to this day, when I tell you, if you hear them speak their language, if you didn't know where they were from, you would just be like, oh, what country in Africa are you from? I went there and I ate pounded fufu, like fufu that they went to, not meat fufu, because
Yeah.
I'll mess with meat fufu, but not meat fufu,
Damn.
pounded fufu, and soup. I mean, so just the retentions are beautiful, the retentions are so beautiful. So yeah, I probably had all of the Caribbean Sea in that soup, but it was beautiful. So I mean, my thing is like Africa is worldwide. We are everywhere. We are
Yes,
everywhere.
we are.
So
Yes, we are.
um, I could very well see myself not necessarily in Guatemala because I will say that the Garifuna are a very, very, very small minority. in, you know, ethnic minority in Guatemala, but I could see myself in a place like that with other
Right.
African people who are not necessarily Ghanaian or continental Africans. Mhm.
Yes. So how would you say your life's journey as being a child living in Ghana and being immersed into your Ghanaian culture and living abroad, how it has broadened your life as a big picture, like you're able to really have different views and standpoints and be more open because you've experienced it in their way.
Um, I think that's a good question. I will say all my experiences, and I mean a lot of my experiences with Ghana stem from, I won't say that they stem from my childhood per se, right? Just because I lived more of my adult life there than my childhood there.
Okay.
But I think it's made me more fervent in my Pan-Africanism. Um, and I think for me, it helps to keep me grounded. I mean, I think a lot of people think that America is the end all be all, but when you are able to kind of unplug and see other things, you realize that this
Mhm.
is just one of many places on Earth, you know? And even with my experience in Ghana also has matured over time, because another thing too that is that, you know, Ghana in the 90s is not Ghana now, right? And
Mhm.
then also Ghana, Accra is not all of Ghana, right?
Right.
So some people, you know, go to Accra and they think that that's all Ghana has to offer, where, you know, in fact, that's not the case, right? So I think kind of getting older, spending time working there. And the work I did, interestingly enough, was in water, sanitation, and hygiene.
What?
So when you started this water thing, I was like, hey, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for this water thing. I'm all about it, you know? So yeah, so working there really gave me a broader understanding of Ghana, because I was able to see so many different regions. You know, there's still so much to see. I feel like there's so much of Ghana I haven't seen, but I've been to every single region in Ghana. Well, let me say old region, because, you know, now there are like 16 regions and I'm not even up on which is which. We're still trying to get used to the shift, right?
Right.
Akufo-Addo has like reconfigured the map somehow. But yeah, so that really helped me to see how much diversity there was in Ghana. Because I think you can come in and kind of have a really Akan-centric view of the country, you know, thinking that everyone speaks Tree and that everyone has the same cultural traditions, when in fact, we are so diverse. We're so diverse. I also think my personal work, because, you know, I think, you know, I've been doing some like research in Ghana for years on electronic waste dumping and, you know, how it impacts local communities, um, you know, for my doctoral work. And a lot of that has really kind of opened my eyes to see some of the structural issues in Ghana. Um,
Can
and I,
you do me a favor and
Mhm.
just go into that in detail? I want to just let you just talk about that because this is the stuff that we really need to know, and that's why these water machines that we're raising money for are very important, so that our people can understand the depth of why we need to be focusing on fresh, clean water and sanitation. Can you just go into it and I'm just gonna let you roll with it?
Okay, well, when it comes to with water and sanitation, I mean, well, we know what water is life, and I think sometimes ooh, am I still here?
Yeah, you here. I'm just
Okay,
giving you
cool.
the whole screen.
Okay, I was like, oh, what happened? But yeah, you know, we know water is life. but I think sometimes we underplay the linkages it has to other sectors of development, you know, and even when we think about like things like women's empowerment and the safety of our girls and things of that nature, in Ghana, who does the fetching when it comes to water? You know what I mean? There are clear gender differences in who fetches water and who is vulnerable when going to fetch water. There are some communities that have to walk miles to get water, and you can only get water one bucket at a time, you know. But water beyond bathing and drinking and those kind of obvious things we use water for, it has so many linkages to things like birth outcomes, you know, midwives using water. There are a lot of hospitals that don't have running water. We think about agriculture. I mean, the interlinkages are endless, you know. One of the things, because when I was working with this organization in Ghana that did stuff on water, sanitation, and hygiene, I'm not a technocrat, meaning I don't have technical like engineering skills or anything. I was brought on as a social scientist to do research, to do advocacy work on equity, gender, and inclusion. So one thing we noticed was that, like, even in certain schools, you know, attendance, there were clear differences in attendance for boys and girls when we got to a certain age, you know, like around puberty. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that the bathrooms, well, running water was an issue, but then also some of the bathrooms were not separated for like men and women. So this is a sanitation issue, but it impacts who goes to school and who feels welcomed in school. If girls don't have separate bathrooms in schools where they can go and change themselves when they're on their menses and they don't have running water, the likelihood of them turning up to school during that time is lower. So there are a lot of considerations that I think initially we don't make so quickly. We don't make so quickly, but water really is the answer. Having water that's accessible, that's potable, is really the answer. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything you wanted me to add, or if any specific questions. But yeah,
So,
it's linked to everything, really. You know.
yes, it is, and that's why we
Mm-hmm.
have made water. Um, this November has been deemed Water Awareness Month here at LMBLIG.
I love that.
We thank you. And we need your expertise about this. I want to bring you on when you have more time to do a full segment education and educate us very, very well, because our people are, we lack from understanding or overstanding how this is really impacting us. Sometimes our people like to wait until something happens before we scramble and try to, you know, solve an issue, when we could have been proactive
Right.
and basically going ahead and just invest in ways of technology and science that comes to us, and go ahead and act on it before, you know, something happens. There's
Right.
already a lot of people experiencing a lot of water crisis as we speak, you
Yeah,
know.
even
That's right.
even here in Chicago, when you look at water shutoffs, which is just appalling in this time where, you know, we think that hygiene should be, well, we should always be hygienic, but hygiene should really be a concern now, given all that's going on. If you look at water shutoffs in Chicago, the majority of those water shutoffs are in Black homes. So we see clear disparities in access to water, you know. And then even here. So this is an issue that I think some people have always thought of as a third world issue, so to speak, but this is a global issue. This is really a global issue. Yeah, water, sanitation, and hygiene all together. You know, with but I'd love to come back and talk a little bit more about maybe water and some other things.
Okay.
I know my work is a little bit more on sanitation, electronic waste dumping specifically.
Okay.
So I mean, I think even recently, who was it? There was someone who was on your show. Was it Vanessa who did she did a piece on Agbobloshi and you know, what's going on there with the electronic waste and stuff. And I think for me, this is just another more proof that it's really time for Africans to tell our own stories, you know? Because if you look at a lot of, you know, I'm an academic, obviously, so I'm looking at academic literature and all that stuff. And if you look at a lot of what is being said about electronic waste being sent to Ghana, you know, there's a lot of misinformation that's really costly for us as African people, as Ghanaian people, as Black people, you know. So this, you know, are you familiar with Agbobloshi? Like, is near Osu, near Jamestown, that big market?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you know, there's that big scraps yard, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So for so long, it was labeled the largest e-waste dump in the world, and this and that and whatever. And there have been like all these documentaries made on it and all of that. And I mean, the documentaries, some of them are really problematic. You know what I mean? It's kind of like poverty porn, you know, focusing on African suffering and all of that. But the reality is that in as much as there is waste there, there's innovation and there's innovation and there's Black excellence there. There are people there that can take apart a computer like this. I don't even know the parts of a computer. I don't know what's on the inside of the computer, okay? There are people who have never been to school who can take apart a computer like this. They know how things go together. People who have maybe even never used a computer, but they know about how these things go together, some of them, you know, they know the value of the metals inside. They understand that, you know, this is not the end of the value chain. The work they're doing is valuable. However, the world is looking at them like they're responsible for some, you know, environmental degradation. They're responsible for the pollution and everything. But the reality is, you know, people are just trying to survive. And I think it's also important to mention that, more importantly, Ghana does not have the largest electronic waste dump in the world.
Awesome.
The numbers do not support that. Now, we do have an issue, but it's important to notice, it's important for us to think about why there have been some folks, mostly Europeans, I mean, at least the people who have some of these documentaries, why they feel it is necessary to label Ghana as having the largest e-waste dump, and also positioning us as kind of like passive victims, right? You know, these, to me, it's a setup for interventions that we don't need.
Right.
So, and that's why all of these things really brings to the fore why the work you guys are doing is so important. You know, it is really time for us to say, we need to solve our own problems. Yes, we do have a problem with electronic waste. Yes, we do have a problem. We have problems with sanitation generally. We have problems with water and waste management. We have these issues, but we also have all that we need to solve the issues.
Yes, we do.
It doesn't necessitate European intervention. It doesn't necessitate, and I say this as someone who actually worked for an organization, a European organization in Ghana, you know, and we'll talk about that a whole nother time because
Yes, yes.
that was a whole
I'm
and
definitely
yeah,
going to bring you back so
yeah,
you can enlighten us and share more with us and bring more
hmm
awareness
yeah,
because this is something that people need to know. It's something that we have decided, and I don't even know how and where it began, but I know that this is our purpose and we are following our purpose. And I want to
hmm
bring you back to share more with us on at a different time. And we
definitely.
really appreciate you coming on and sharing. And I love you. And
I
I
love
love that you love your
you.
mom,
Oh, send my
everybody,
love to
your
Power.
father. Mwah. And we'll see you real, real soon. Thank you.
All
Power
right,
said
sis.
he love
All
you.
right, and I'm catching the current
Catch
with
the
my
current.
all. Yep, and I got my currency here. I got all the money.
That's
All the
right.
money. All
That's
the money.
right. All the money.
Yeah,
Make it rain, dollar
making it
money.
rain. Yeah, but
All
I would
right.
love to come back. And I know there was some people who are asking me about childbirth in Ghana. That's another thing that I'd love to talk
Okay.
about. I know a lot of
Yes.
people are trying to have babies in Ghana and all that. And I think that was something for me that was really formative and a lot of information that I think some people would benefit from. So,
Yes. We're gonna bring you
mhm.
back ASAP. Soon as you have time, go ahead and look over your schedule and let us know when you
All right,
free.
sister.
All right. Love
All
you.
right. Bye.
Peace. All right, y'all. These are families. I mean, I'm introducing y'all to all of my family for years and years of living in Ghana and living back and forth. This is how you can look forward to building relationships. And we're going to do a series on how to build new relationships as a new African when we get home. Okay, so peace and love to my sister Jianfua. She is a beautiful sister and she is full of information. Okay, I'm gonna bring my family back on, blind guy, his wife and their life, and they're gonna help me prepare for this water testing I'm about to do. Yo!
Hey, Future, how you doing?
All right, bro. What's up, y'all?
I'm doing good. How much time do you need to get prepped for this, for your water testing?
I would say about 4 minutes.
Oh, that's perfect. Corey has a story that he can tell in those 4 minutes, and we're going to need everybody's help in the chat. For every minute that we tell this story, you know what you got to do. Donate $1 to cash tag OTA.
So this is about 100-minute story.
100 minutes. So they can donate $100 and if the
Right. And if Future will let me, I'll go 500 minutes.
All right, so I do have my trusty go-go, my bell here, just to provide some background music for you. So this here is a story, Corey. You want to go ahead and set it up, and I'll just back you up.
This story is an Anansi tale that shows what happens when you let your temper get the best of you and you forget what you're doing. I call it Don't Lose Your Cool, but it's called Anansi finally gets what he deserves. And it's all about Anansi trying to trick guinea fowl, but his trick backfires on him. You ready?
Now, Corey, are you going to be using yams in this story? Because I do have a bucket of yams. I don't know what you're going to be using. Yams, they need water to grow. Potatoes need water to grow, but I don't know what you're going to use in this story. You can just,
this story is going to
surprise us.
This story is all about a drought that's happening, and Anansi has 5 yams that he's going to try to trick this guinea fowl into counting. So if you're ready, say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Long ago in a land far away that was once called Ouagadougou, that we now call Ghana, there once lived this evil witch.
Wait, who are you looking at?
Nothing, dear. Nothing at all.
I'm going to start watching this camera. Let me just look straight this way.
This evil witch would always use her magic spells to cast spells on people to force them to pay her with their salt and their gold. But when the people got angry and chased her away, she turned and cast the spell on the land, poof, that made a drought come about, and there was no water to be had for miles. The only way to break the magic spell was to say the witch's secret magic word. So the witch said, anyone that says the number that comes after 4 and before 6, you shall freeze like a stone forever. If you say the number that comes after 4 and before 6, you will freeze like a stone forever. Not being able to say this number made it hard to count, but the people were smart. And when it came to counting their gold pieces, they counted like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, hush, hush. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When it came to counting their chickens, they would count 1, 2, 3, 4, hush, hush. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, in this land lived a farmer named Kwaku. And Kwaku was quite the farmer. And he grew lots of yams, but he grew tired of eating yams and wanted some fresh guinea fowl. Now, this guinea fowl was always running from Kwaku because he was a man. So Kwaku used his magic to transform himself into Anansi, the spider. He set up 5 yams, and when Miss Guinea Fowl came clucking down the road, Anansi said, oh, hello, my friend. Can you help me? I have these yams here, and I need you to help count them for me. So Miss Guinea Fowl stepped onto one of the yams. She smelled it, and she began to count. She said, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the one I'm sitting on. Now, Ayoko and Anansi said, no, Miss Guinea Fowl, that's not how you count to count. Back it up and try it again. So Miss Guinea Fowl shook her feathers, scratched the ground. She sniffed the yams and said, okay. She hopped onto the next yam and counted 1, 2, 3, 4, and the one I'm sitting on. She never said that magic number. Hush, hush. So Kwaku Anansi forgot about the trick he was playing to capture Miss Guinea Fowl, and he lost his cool. Anansi said, no, you silly bird, that's not how you count. Watch me count my yams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he froze like a stone. And unfortunately for Kwaku, he froze in his spider form, Anansi.
Ooh, Anansi, that tricky spider.
So Miss Guinea Fowl the bird shook her feathers and scratched the ground and said, Creator, bless this food I'm about to receive. Ocean! And she gobbled Anansi the spider up for her supper, and Kwaku Anansi was never seen again. And that's what happens to people like Kwaku Anansi, who lose their cool and forget about what they're doing and find themselves in a bad situation. So don't lose your cool and help LMBLIG not to lose their cool, because we want to keep Ghana cool with fresh water technology from the OTA, the Out of Thin Air Water Initiative, bringing 2 Moses West atmospheric water generating machines to the continent of Africa. So don't forget to donate. I do believe I told that story for 5,000 minutes. So,
well, you know what? Let's see if anybody was keeping time out here in the land, because Bliss B says he let his anger get the best of him. A lesson for every age. Indeed. You know, sometimes we come across things as adults that are obstacles. They are challenging, but hey, we have to keep our cool. People on the continent, Prince Kwesi has told us, he's there in Ghana right now. He says, hey, his future was right. It's not a pop-off culture. People are not confrontational here. There is love on the continent. And, you know, you've seen people in other countries like Rwanda, Uganda. They say, we don't fight here. Thank you, Felicia Brown. I'm glad you love that story. It really is a lesson for all of us.
So Prince Kwesi, that means since you're from Carolina and you're in Ghana, that means you had to take the razor out of your boot and put it away because you don't have to use it, right? That's from one country boy to another one.
All right, Corey, so we had our production team let us know that grandma is stopping by. That's my mom, and my mom has actually donated to this cause. # OTA Water Initiative. She don't have Cash App. She's a little bit out of technology that way, so she gave me the cash. I put it in. I told her that blind guy, his wife, their life had already pledged $1,000. So she said, oh, okay, I can help y'all make your 1,000. And so Hey, we did that thing. And so thanks, Mom. She's on her way now to, you know, drop off some goodies for the kids.
Tell the truth, Prince Quasi. You got a pair of zip-up boots, them little short ankle zip-up boots with a razor in it, don't you? I know folks in Carolina, we famous for that.
That's what y'all do. Good news, Good news, Corey.
Yes.
PhuCha is back to test the water. She's going to let us know the quality of the water, where she is. I guess I better run out and see what Grandma is doing.
So let me give me a go-go beat so I can bring PhuCha in the right way.
Oh, okay.
Get in the water. Come on. It's the future. Get in the water. All right, that's it.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all so much. Okay, so yours.
Okay.
So she's just checking with production in the background and giving her some notes, y'all. But you know, I'm really, really nosy, so I can hear what he's saying because I got it playing on my phone in my ear. And Powwah just said that the water quality in Memphis ain't what it used to be, but she'll let us know.
Powwah said that's how he got to be here.
It definitely ain't straight at all.
Powwah used to be my complexion to his granddad made his shanky tail getting that water swim.
Did you get it, baby?
Yep.
Okay, push it so I can add you to the stream, sweetie.
Uh-oh.
All right.
So y'all keeping us in? We're moving out. What we doing?
Y'all staying right there. Y'all hosting this part, even though we got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes to do this water testing. If we have to log off and log into the new segment for 12 o'clock, we'll do that and continue, okay?
Absolutely. You know what?
Okay.
So where did you get your testing kit from, PhuCha?
Okay, I'm telling y'all that. Let me get over there where the testing stuff at. Hold on.
All right. Switch us over. So, Corey, just so you know, Prince Quasi said he still keep a weapon on him somewhere. You never know what kind of 25-20 gonna roll up. All right, we got Powwah on the scene, Corey.
Powwah!
He a little frozen, but we got Powwah on the scene. All right, so let's see what's happening with this quality. Uh-oh. Prince Quasi said he even seen 2 25-20s walking down his black neighborhood. That was yesterday. And he was like, WTF. That means welcome to Facebook. So Powwah has, he's going in and out. I think he's been drinking that water over there in Memphis. You know, it used to be top notch. It's not anymore. And things are shanking.
Yeah, that Mississippi water, Mississippi River water.
Mississippi River, they all right there on the river, aren't they? Over there in Memphis, they right over
Mississippi
there.
River.
So,
not Mississippi, it's Mississippi.
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 Okay. I'm just keeping an eye on my mama because, you know, she always bringing the
candy.
Kids. She does bring them a lot of candy, but, you know, she's the best mom ever. She brings them a lot of good things and things they need. Oh, you know what? She was getting us things for our trip to Ghana. So behind
this luggage and things like that.
Yeah.
Do I need to go out there?
No, I don't think so because they look like they're handling it okay. But just so that you guys know, I'm giving you live witness account of what's happening here. We in the divided snakes, the black people are united. My mom and my dad is driving, so he stopped in the middle of the street to let my mom out. She just handed my daughter some bags. I saw them hugging her. Wait a minute, that does not look like luggage, Corey.
I know, I told you it's candy.
I think, no, I see boxes. It is something for Ghana.
It's candy.
So Prince Quasi was singing, get in the water. But you know, no, copyright. So yeah, you can't sing too much of that. You can't
take a bath in the water. Prince Quasi, swim in the water.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Get the brother in the water, y'all. Y'all know what? It looks like we are about to hey there, how y'all doing? Let me wave goodbye.
Yeah.
All right,
so we're gonna go ahead and click off of this segment and log back into our new segment because time is really moving fast and we're having some technicalities with my husband's phone. So we're gonna log out, everybody, and click back into our 12 o'clock segment so we can stay on schedule and we'll continue the water testing from there. All right. Thank y'all.
All right, we're getting our glass of water to catch the current. We're ready. See you guys. Yeah.